Welcome back to the KenkoVibe Podcast, everybody. I'm Ethan Reed.
I'm Grace Morgan.
And today we are going deep, deep into nootropics.
That's right, nootropics, sometimes called smart drugs or cognitive enhancers.
And we're talking about, compounds that can actually boost brain performance.
Yeah, and there are tons of different types out there. Like you've got natural substances, pharmaceuticals.
Right.
We're going to be focusing on the natural options in this deep dive.
Yeah, so for those of you looking for, ways to improve memory, maybe enhance your focus, maybe you're feeling a little down, want to enhance your mood a bit, or deal with stress a little better. Maybe even you're just looking for more mental energy and better brain protection overall.
Absolutely.
Then you're in the right place.
So let's start with the basics. What exactly are nootropics?
Yeah.
They're basically compounds that have the potential to enhance different aspects of our cognitive function.
Okay.
Things like memory, focus, creativity.
Yeah.
You name it. It's like giving your brain a little extra oomph.
So it's kind of like, like a turbo boost for your brain.
Exactly. But it's super important to remember that these aren't magic pills.
Right.
They work best when you're already taking care of yourself, living a healthy lifestyle, all that good stuff.
Right. Makes sense. So what kind of benefits are we talking about? Get specific here.
Sure. We're talking about potentially improving memory recall so you can remember things easier.
Okay.
Sharpening your focus and helping you concentrate better. Even boosting your mood and giving you more motivation. And there are some nootropics that even offer neuroprotection, meaning they could actually help protect your brain from damage.
That's huge.
It is.
So, Grace, I know you've been doing a ton of research on this. What are the best, brain pills that you've come across?
Well, one of the top contenders that's been making waves is VivaMind, especially for those folks who are looking for a noticeable boost in their motivation and mental stamina.
VivaMind. Okay. I've got to say, I'm always a little skeptical when I hear something's like, the best thing since sliced bread. But I'm curious, what makes this one stand out?
It's really all about the special combination of ingredients. You've got caffeine in there to give you that familiar energy boost. And then we have citrulline and tyrosine, which both play a key role in producing those all-important neurotransmitters.
Okay.
And then to balance it all out, they've added theanine to help smooth out any potential jitters you might get from the caffeine.
Sorry.
And they top it off with B vitamins for an extra layer of cognitive support. It's all about those ingredients working together to enhance your mental performance.
So they've really thought this through. It's not just random ingredients thrown together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the really great thing about VivaMind is that it's actually been clinically studied.
Okay, so it's not just hype. There's some actual science to back it up. I like that.
Yeah.
What are people saying about VivaMind? Are the reviews good? Does it actually live up to all the hype?
The reviews are overwhelmingly positive. People consistently report feeling more focused, more motivated, more driven within just 30 minutes of taking VivaMind.
Wow.
And the effects can last for several hours, perfect for those long, demanding days.
All right, but let's be real for a second. We've got to talk about the cost. How much does a bottle of this brain-boosting magic cost?
A bottle of VivaMind will set you back about $75.
Okay, so $75, that's not exactly, pocket change, but if it really delivers on everything it promises, maybe it's worth considering.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, VivaMind is definitely on my radar now. What other brain pills have you found in your research?
Another one that I found really interesting is Nooceptin. This one takes a slightly different approach, focusing on long-term brain health instead of just a quick fix.
Ooh, long-term benefits. I like the sound of that. Tell me more about Nooceptin.
Well, it relies heavily on natural nootropics that have been used in traditional medicine for centuries.
Wow.
For example, it has Bacopa Monnieri, which is known for potentially improving memory and reducing anxiety.
Okay. And then there's lion's mane mushroom, which is currently being studied for its neuroprotective effects.
Wait, mushrooms for brain power? That's fascinating. So Nooceptin is more about gently nurturing your cognitive function over time.
Exactly. It's all about enhancing mental stamina and resilience to stress so you can experience more consistent focus and motivation in the long run.
Okay, I'm liking this. And what about the price for this one?
It's a bit more affordable than VivaMind. It comes in at around $60 a bottle.
All right, so Nooceptin, that's $60. So we've got VivaMind for that immediate boost and Nooceptin for the long game. Two different approaches to enhancing our brain power. This is turning into an epic nootropic showdown.
It is. And believe me, we've got even more contenders to explore, each with its own unique benefits and potential drawbacks.
Oh, can't wait.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We are picking right back up where we left off, exploring the world of nootropics and all those brain-boosting pills. Yeah. My brain is still buzzing from all the options that we talked about in the last part. So many different pills that seem really promising. But before we jump into more of those, I want to ask you about something. We've been talking about these individual brain pills, but what about combining them? Is that something people do?
Oh, absolutely. It's actually called stacking.
Stacking.
And it's a super popular thing in the nootropic world. It's basically like creating your own, personalized brain-boosting cocktail.
Oh, interesting. So how does that work?
You strategically combine different nootropics together to amplify their effects and target really specific cognitive needs that you have.
Okay. I am all ears.
Yeah.
What are some examples of these, like nootropic stacks?
Well, one of the most classic combinations is caffeine and L-theanine.
Okay, yeah.
We touched on that a little bit earlier.
Right.
But it's such a powerful synergy that it's worth emphasizing.
Okay.
Caffeine gives you that familiar energy boost, right? And then L-theanine steps in and it promotes relaxation and focus, but without those jitters that you can sometimes get from caffeine.
Oh, wow. So you get the energy from the caffeine, but without that, anxious feeling?
Exactly. And you get the focus without feeling drowsy.
That's like the best of both worlds.
It is.
So caffeine and L-theanine, that's a good one to remember. What other, dynamic duos should we know about?
Another really popular stack involves combining nootropics that support different aspects of cognitive function.
Okay.
So, for example, you could pair a nootropic that is known for enhancing memory, like Bacopa Monnieri,
Right.
with something that boosts focus, like citicoline. Or you could combine a nootropic that's known for enhancing mood with one for mental stamina.
So it's all about customizing, tailoring it to your specific needs.
Exactly. It's like you're building this customized toolbox for your brain.
I love that.
It's pretty cool. The possibilities are endless. But of course, it's really important to do your research, and start with well-established stacks that have a good safety profile.
Right, yeah. Safety first, always, of course. And speaking of safety, are there any, resources or guidelines that people can use to create safe and effective stacks? Because it does sound like there's a lot of room to experiment, but I wouldn't want anyone to accidentally, create a brain-frying concoction.
You're absolutely right. You have to be informed and responsible when you're experimenting with nootropics. There are tons of great resources online, communities dedicated to nootropics. You can find information about specific combinations, dosage recommendations, potential side effects, all that good stuff.
So do your research.
Yeah, and a good rule of thumb is to always start with lower doses when you're trying a new stack, and then you can gradually increase as needed.
Okay, low and slow. Got it. So we've covered stacking, which is super fascinating. But I want to zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. Nootropics are powerful tools, but they're not magic, right? What else should we be doing to really, truly optimize our brain function?
That's a great point. It's all about taking a holistic approach to brain health. Nootropics can definitely enhance what's already there, but they work best when you're already paying attention to the fundamentals.
So fundamentals, okay.
Yes. Nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, all of that.
So important. So let's break those down one by one.
Okay.
Starting with nutrition. What should we be eating to optimize our brain function?
The brain, uses a ton of energy. It's a very energy-demanding organ, so you have to make sure that you're giving it the fuel it needs.
Makes sense.
So that means you need to be eating a diet that is full of antioxidants, healthy fats, essential vitamins, and minerals.
Okay.
That's what gives your brain the premium fuel it needs to perform at its best.
Premium fuel. Love it. So what are some examples of brain-boosting foods?
Blueberries are an amazing one. They're packed with antioxidants, and they help protect your brain from damage.
Okay.
Fatty fish, like salmon and tuna. They're a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which are so important for brain health and function. And then leafy green vegetables.
Of course. Gotta get those greens.
So important. Spinach, kale, all those leafy greens are loaded with vitamins and minerals that help keep your brain healthy.
I am already feeling smarter just hearing you list all these foods. All right, so we've got nutrition down. What about exercise? How does physical activity impact our cognitive function?
Exercise is like a workout for your brain.
Really?
It increases blood flow, which means more oxygen and nutrients are delivered to the brain.
Okay.
And it also stimulates the growth of new brain cells.
Wow.
Plus, it helps reduce stress and improve your mood, which are both so good for cognitive function.
So we got to get our blood flowing to get our brains firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
What kind of exercise is best for those cognitive gains?
Aerobic exercise are great. Running, swimming, cycling, things that really get your heart rate up and get that blood pumping. Strength training is also really beneficial. It helps build muscle mass, which can improve your energy levels and reduce fatigue. Really, any activity that you enjoy and can do regularly is going to be helpful.
So just got to find something you like and stick with it.
Exactly.
All right, so we've covered nutrition. We've covered exercise. Now, let's talk about something I think we all love, and that's sleep. I mean, we know sleep is crucial for our overall health, but what about specifically for our cognitive function? How does sleep impact that?
Well, when you're sleeping, your brain is hard at work.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's consolidating all the memories that you made during the day.
Okay.
It's repairing any damage that might have happened, and it's basically recharging for the day ahead.
So it's like, nightly maintenance.
Yeah, it's like your brain's nightly maintenance routine.
I love that.
And when we don't get enough sleep, we all know how that feels.
Oh, yeah.
We get brain fog, we can't concentrate, our memory just goes out the window.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So how much sleep do we really need to be getting to make sure our brains are functioning at their best?
Most adults need somewhere between 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every single night.
Okay, note to self. Prioritize sleep.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got nutrition, exercise, and sleep. And now I want to talk about the big one, the one that I think a lot of us struggle with, and that's stress.
Mm-hmm.
We all experience stress. It's a part of life.
It is.
But how does it impact our brains?
Chronic stress can actually do a lot of damage to your brain. It leads to inflammation, it can damage brain cells, and it impairs your cognitive function overall.
Wow.
It's just like a constant bombardment of negativity, and it just wears your brain down over time.
So stress is a brain buster.
It is.
Okay, so what can we do about it? What are some effective ways to manage stress?
There are tons of great stress reduction techniques out there. Mindfulness meditation is an amazing one.
Yeah.
It's all about focusing on the present moment,
Mhm.
accepting your thoughts and your feelings without judgment.
Okay.
Deep breathing exercises can be really helpful. They calm your nervous system and reduce stress levels. And then never underestimate the power of just spending time in nature. It can have such a calming effect on your brain.
Right, nature is like the ultimate reset button.
It is.
So to sum it all up, if we really want to optimize our brain function, we need to be thinking about all these things. Stacking nootropics strategically, nourishing our brains with the right foods, exercising, getting enough sleep, and managing that stress.
Exactly.
This is amazing. We have so much more control over our cognitive function than we realize.
We do.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. But I feel like we're not done yet, are we? There's more to uncover in the world of nootropics.
You bet there is. We've got a whole other part to this deep dive coming up, so stay tuned.
And we are back for the final part of our deep dive into nootropics here on the KenkoVibe Podcast.
That's right. We've explored a lot, from those brain-boosting pills to stacking and even how important lifestyle choices are for a healthy brain. But there's one question we haven't really tackled yet.
Oh, I'm intrigued. What is it?
Well, it's a question that I think a lot of people struggle with. Can nootropics help us overcome procrastination?
Procrastination. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Staring at some big task, feeling that resistance, and next thing you know, you're down a rabbit hole of distraction.
Exactly. So can nootropics help? Well, it's not as simple as just taking a pill and poof, no more procrastination.
Right.
But they can help you create the right mental environment for being productive.
Okay, so it's more about giving us the tools we need to manage it better.
Exactly. You see, procrastination usually comes from a lack of focus, motivation, or just plain mental energy. And that's where nootropics can come in. They can optimize your brain chemistry and enhance your cognitive function.
So it's about setting the stage for productivity.
Yeah, exactly. For example, some nootropics can increase your dopamine levels.
Dopamine.
For things like tyrosine and Rhodiola rosea.
Okay.
And that can give you a real boost in motivation and drive.
Makes sense.
It makes it easier to start tasks and then actually stick with them. You tap into that feeling of reward and satisfaction that comes with accomplishing something.
Oh, yeah, that feeling of getting things done. So dopamine is like, I don't know, the fuel for our productivity engine.
You got it. And that's not all. No nootropics can also improve your mental clarity and focus.
Okay.
Things like acetylcholine and L-theanine,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps you stay on track and resist distractions. It's like sharpening your mental laser so you can cut through the noise and get things done.
I love that analogy. So we're boosting motivation, sharpening focus. This is a solid strategy for dealing with procrastination.
And there's one other thing, mental stamina.
Okay.
Some nootropics can actually improve your ability to just keep going, to stay productive throughout the day.
Oh, that's so important.
It is, especially if you're fighting procrastination. It's like giving your brain that extra endurance to power through a long list of tasks.
So is there a particular nootropic that, stands out in this area? The ultimate procrastination crusher?
Well, based on the research we've done and what we've heard from people, VivaMind seems to have a really good track record for helping people overcome procrastination.
VivaMind again?
Mm-hmm. It's that combination of caffeine, citicoline, L-theanine, and tyrosine.
Right.
It gives you that balance of energy and focus without making you jittery or giving you that crash later on.
Right. Makes sense. So VivaMind, if you're struggling with procrastination, that might be one to check out.
It could be. But again, nootropics are just one part of the equation. You have to remember all those lifestyle factors that we talked about. Eating a healthy diet, getting enough exercise, prioritizing sleep, and managing your stress. Those are all crucial.
They'll work together, right?
Exactly. It's a synergy. You want to create a supportive environment for your brain.
This has been incredible. The world of nootropics is so fascinating, and I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
We have, but it's a good starting point, right?
Definitely. So for those of you listening, I hope you're feeling as inspired as I am to explore the world of nootropics. Remember, there are so many possibilities out there for enhancing your cognitive function and reaching your full potential.
And the research is constantly evolving. Who knows what amazing discoveries are just around the corner?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
keep learning, keep exploring, and as always, thanks for tuning in to the KenkoVibe Podcast. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.